Dynamite Delight. A little bit of Dynamite Delight. Let me give you this. This ain't going to be very long, even though it's going to be as detailed as possible. This was good, but then being good doesn't mean it gives you what you need. Because it was good. The show was good. But does it give us what we need? Especially going into Grand Slam and then what we're going to have at Revolution. I don't know. It's not a curious and interesting I don't know. It's a questionable I don't know. I know that makes no sense. If you say the show is good, but then you're questioning if it's good at all, then why are you saying it's good? Because it is good, and the question is this long-term good? Because remember, what we've been getting in AEW has been short-term good, not long-term. And that's if we're lucky to have short-term good. Having good matches and very, very short storylines that are like this big instead of being this big. That's what we've been getting. But I will tell you, this was a good show that does show good booking going into at least a Grand Slam. But now the question is going to be what will be for Revolution in March. Let's go for this. Hangman Page goes up against the greatest wrestler alive that now has it on a piece of paper saying that his government name has earned him the right to be considered the greatest wrestler alive. And what happened when he said, "Come at me"? He got his ass handed to him by Hangman Page. So the greatest wrestler alive is still losing. What does this really mean? And also what he said that Billy Gunn is gone and that he said Bowens is gone, which I don't know if they're gone. I don't think they are. But you guys are going to tell me below if I'm wrong or not. And I do believe they may still be on the roster. But if they're not, this is going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with Caster. Question's going to be, will they do anything with Caster? Or this is just throwaway type of style of character development that is just to keep us somewhat entertained. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. Next, Trios Championship. Well, yeah, it is the Trios Championships. But then it isn't. We are talking about Undisputed Kingdom going against the Death Riders. Why do I care about Undisputed Kingdom? Their booking has been horrendous. Yes, when it comes to Robert Strong, it's been pretty good. It has been. And then we look at, I'm not going to tell you that when it came to Kyle O'Reilly, it was bad when he was working in a conglomeration. I actually liked him in the conglomeration, which is no longer in existence. But you wonder, do you care about Undisputed Kingdom? Because I don't. I don't care about Adam Cole. I don't care about Kyle O'Reilly. I don't care about Robert Strong. Not because I hate the guys, it's because the bookings really haven't been that good. We had an old booking when it came to Adam. Then when you came to Kyle O'Reilly, yes, he was working with Conglomerate, but was he doing anything with the Conglomerate? No. And then when you look at Robert Strong, who had the best booking out of all three of them, what is he doing now? Gone right back to being in a group again when he could have been something more substantial. I'm just saying. This is how I feel about it. So what do we have? We have a good match that leads flat out to Wheeler Yuta winning and giving a nut shot to, I believe it was Robert Strong. Yeah, it was Robert Strong who got the nut shot from a Wheeler Yuta. There we go. Nothing has changed. We did have the beatdown afterward, and then Daniel Garcia and Daddy, as well as Parker coming out to help out. But then you wonder, what are we getting now when we got to Daniel Garcia that we're going to have with Daddy Magic and Parker? Are they going to be a trios now? Are they actually focusing on the trios division? Doesn't feel like it. Because even though the Death Riders are in a major storyline, at least as major as AEW has, they don't feel important. Look at my boy Pac. My boy Pac legitimately gets his ass kicked more than anyone. The most legitimate guy there. Let's make this clear. I know Wheeler Yuta's one you can see as a punching bag all the time, but the one who always has to generally lose, that gives a great showing, but then loses, not Claudian Castagnoli, not not Wheeler Yuta, who's a good wrestler. We're talking about Pac. And Pac's getting his ass handed to him every single time. He is. Yes, he'll win sometimes. But in the end, he's the one that seems to be the legitimate one who's got to go out there and put on a great show, but then gets his ass handed to him. Don't like it. Next. We get... What do I feel about this situation? Hook, Shibata, Samoa Joe as the ops. They literally destroyed 3 guys. They annihilated them. I'm not going to tell you that was bad, but they just annihilated them, just ended them. But then Samoa Joe made it very clear that these 3 men you see in front of you are men that just can't get things done normally. Anytime they're around people, they cause trouble because they are trouble, because there's always going to be trouble. And the patriarchy is the focus. Now, if Samoa Joe is trying to get the briefcase, I'm all in. I'm in for it. But if this is not about him getting the briefcase, I'm not. Because Shibata should not get the briefcase, and neither should Hook. It should be Samoa Joe. He just came back. He should be the one trying to get that damn briefcase. Because he should be the one, if Adam Copeland is not going to be the one who's going to win that damn briefcase, which I'll talk about in a minute, it's got to be Joe. It cannot be Hook. It can't be Sabata. And it can't even be Christian, even though Christian would make the best sense if Adam Copeland wins. But if he doesn't, it should be Joe. It should be Joe. I'm just saying. Moving on. Okay. MJF versus, and this was a good match when it came to Dustin. Dustin still can put on great matches. But Dustin was not meant to win here. This is about MJF and Adam Hangman Page. We had that moment in the back when Page wanted to get talk. Wanted an interview. And what did we get from MJF? He made it very clear. You're not who you are. You're not even close to who you are. You think you're that dangerous. You think you're that deadly. You think you can go anywhere. No. You won't go all the way with it. I will. I'm the only one who can go all the way. I am the true devil in here. You're not. You're not. I am. So when we see this match and it's over, and then you see Dustin passes out, not gets tapped out. He passes out. They want to protect him. Which, I'll say this, because Dustin is a legend. By protecting him the way they did, I do agree with it, because he is still a very good wrestler. Look, some may like Jeff Jarrett, but if you look at Jeff compared to Dustin, Dustin's a better wrestler. And I feel he's more legitimate. And honestly, I'm kind of glad they did protect him in this situation. No, I'm not going to get everyone to agree with me, but this is how I feel about it. Dustin being protected, passing out was fun. I know not everyone's going to like it. But seeing Hangman Page come out trying to defend him, and then get in the face, the grill of an MJF, I'm fine with. Then they get their fight. Finally, we get the fight. We do get our fight. And I'm cool with that. And I almost forgot. The match between MJF and Dustin Rhodes had commercial free. Thank you. Finally a match that gets commercial free. That's not near the end of the show. Finally. Good. I loved it. Thank you. At least they gave us a show where at least one match got commercial free. And I'm fine with that. And they went along with the right match where at the end of it, you see Hangman Page trying to beat up on MJF and MJF trying to beat up on Hangman Page. And we get it back and forth. Am I interested in seeing their feud? Yes. Question's going to be, how far are they going to stretch it? And I'm hoping it's not going to be short. We did get a Vic pack from Swerve talking to Prince Nana, trying to tell him do not get all caught up in emotion, but Swerve made it clear, I'm getting caught up in emotion. That bitch is going to be mine. Fine. It had to be. What did I think of Harley Cameron's vid pack? Where she's singing, then she's rapping, she's doing ventriloquism, finally got that name down, and she sounded pretty damn good. She's multifaceted. I am very impressed with her. I knew it wasn't just the tits that made me interested. I knew there was something about Harley Cameron I actually did like. Yeah, she had a great pair of tits. She's beautiful. But I felt there might be something there. But then when she said what she said at the end, talking about Mercedes being one of the best, which she is, saying Mercedes built the division, which she didn't, because the division still isn't built, but she does make it clear that Mercedes pushed her, and now the wrath is coming. I'm alright with that. I'm cool with that. And I don't think she's going to win, but it doesn't really matter. They're actually pushing another woman, finally, correctly, using what gifts she has to get people interested. And being that it's going to be in Australia does add a little more enhancement to it. And I'm actually interested in this match. I am. Now, when it comes to Megan Bayne, and she went up against, what is, maybe My World. I think that's her name. Pretty girl. She looked like she can wrestle a little bit. And she was utterly destroyed by her. Didn't last long. Then what did we get? We got, after that match was over and Bayne won, Chris Statlander wanted to upstage her. Goes in the ring with a jobber. A jobber that is so sad. A jobber that has been jobbing for a while. A jobber in a Penelope Forbes that I wish this woman would be able to leave AEW. Hell, make her a knockout. I want that fucking woman to be a knockout. I want her to be a knockout. She'll probably get treated better there than she is in AEW because she came back after, they said it clearly, 700 days. And what have they done with her? Nothing. A big gooseberry. Zero. And I'm like, what a waste. Good match. But what was the point? Because Chris should have just beat her within 8 minutes. It was a little longer than 8. I think, no, 6 minutes. And it went to at least 8 or 9 minutes, I believe. Easily. More than that. And what do we get? Megan Bayne pretty much destroying a Chris Statlander with an F5 because that's what it is an F5. Another wrestler using an F5. It's her. It's who else does the F5? We got one F5 when it comes to her, one F5 that comes to Brian Cage. There's another person who does an F5, but I don't remember who it is right now. I'm blanking, but there's another person who does an F5. I just don't remember. But she does the F5 outside on the mats. Do I feel anything for Megan Bayne? Not yet. Haven't heard her talk. Only thing I've seen her go and beat the shit out of people and show how big her titties are. And she's strong. And in that order. Goes in the ring. Shows her tits. I mean, there's a lot there. And pretty much, that's it. Moving on. The Guns versus the Hurt Syndicate. And I know one person said, dude, I want to see a Cedric Alexander with the Hurt Syndicate. I don't. I'm saying this clear. No, I'm not going to be agreed with. The Hurt Syndicate does not need Cedric Alexander. In fact, Cedric Alexander will get hurt going to AEW. Send him to TNA. Let him work in TNA. I'm telling you now, you don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you now. Letting Cedric work in AEW, or if he goes there, which I don't agree with, he is not going to get used. He's not going to get used like you think he is. You think he'll work with the Hurt Syndicate. They'll put him with the Hurt Syndicate temporarily, and then they'll shoot him off on his own. And then he'll be like every other wrestler there, who has no direction, that just does straight ass matches. He will. And you'll think, oh, come on, they're going to do something. They're going to stick him with the Hurt Syndicate. Like I said, they'll stick him with him temporarily, and then they'll get rid of him because they'll see he's dead weight. Because Tony will make him dead weight. It will happen. And if they don't do that, and they do stick him with the Hurt Syndicate for a long time, what do you think is going to happen? Does he have anything like Bobby Lashley? No. Does he have anything like Shelton Benjamin? No. And I'm sorry. We're not talking about WWE before it became TKO WWE. We're talking about AEW and a man who cares about matches. And in many cases, only matches, very little storytelling. There you go. Hurt Syndicate destroyed the Guns. I mean, they did do a good show. They did. Let's make it clear. They did. But Guns lost. And then what did we get? The Don Callis family. Brian Cage, as I talked. And now a Lance Archer by his side. So we're going to get them next. I kind of wish, and this is me, if you're going to make the Guns mean something, why didn't you wait until Australia to do this match? I think they could have done 3-hour show, and because I just checked the website to see what time they're going to actually do it, and I got to say this at the end of this review, but they're going to have a 3-hour show. Why couldn't they done the trios titles there? Why couldn't they done the tag titles there? Unless Hurt Syndicate is going to be defending at Australia, I don't see it happening. Now, let's see, am I forgetting anything? I don't believe I am. If I am, I am sorry. We got the closing of the show when we see Adam Copeland, we see Jay, we see Marina Shafir, we see a Moxley. We hear an Adam Copeland, the Cope, say, you know what? I can't wait until we get to Grand Slam. But before that, you guys want to see what's in here? He goes and grabs Spike because he said, I got Spike with me, roughly speaking, and I'm ready to open this damn thing up. Unless you give me what I want. Give me a fucking match at Revolution. Of course, he doesn't curse, but that's what he wants. And when he says he isn't listening, he starts trying to break open the case with Spike. Then Moxley comes out and says, I bleed, I do everything for this thing. I do everything for this place. But I'm going to show you how much I love this place. I'm going to give you what you want, but I'm going to break your freaking neck. And then the fight happens. Then we get what we want without FTR showing up. It's just Blade and the Cope. That's it. And in the end, they managed to survive. And now Moxley managed to get the briefcase back, because I almost forgot. But you wonder, will they actually let him win? That's Cope and Switchblade. I'm wondering. Was this a good show? Yeah, it was a good show. It was not bad. But it's like short-term good. That's one of the major problems that WWE had before it transitioned TKO WWE. Short-term gains in many cases, long-term loss. Now, we don't have a loss yet because I do not know what's going to happen after Revolution. But at the moment, we now had 2 weeks of decently good TV. And this is where I'm having a problem. Now, I need your opinions down in the comments. About to say downstairs. Down in the comments below. Which show should I be doing? Because I don't know when they're going to be airing Grand Slam. I think it'll be in the afternoon going to the evening, but it's 3 hours. And I don't want to overlap and rush to do one video after another. I'm going to do either Vengeance Day or I'm going to do Grand Slam. My feeling is this. I am not going to watch Grand Slam. I'm going to do Vengeance Day. And then the next day I'm going to do Grand Slam. That's what I think is the best thing for me personally. This also will give me more time to do some more Gump reports because you've already seen the first one with Cedric Alexander. I already have another, how many I got? Wait a minute. 1, 2, I think I got about 3 more or 4 more left before I got to start making a few more because I haven't made the rest yet. I've only made about 5 videos, I believe, 4 or 5 videos. And I'll be making some more for this week going into next week. Like I said, I'm going to try and release them every day. Hopefully you'll like it. But this is just me. Leave a comment below. I am thinking about just doing Vengeance Day and then doing a Grand Slam the next day. That's what I think. Unless you give me a good reason why I shouldn't, give me a comment below. Peace.